How will Doctor Doom destroy the Council of Kang the Conqueror? With the announcement of Avengers Doctor Doom and the arrival of a new version of Tony Stark, who will lead the Avengers into a multidimensional war, many questions come around the character of Kang the Conqueror. We know that the actor who played the character lost his role in the future of the MCU due to different legal disputes that were later resolved. However, the Marvel Universe plans continue to be guided towards a new villain, Doctor Doom. But within the Marvel story, the group of Kangs that we saw at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp must have a conclusion. Today we'll be talking about what will be the end of the Council of Kang in the Marvel Universe, and how Doctor Doom could steal their technology. Want to know more? In this video, we will be analyzing the theories about the end of Kang before the arrival of Doctor Doom. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. To understand how we will see a confrontation between Doctor Doom and the Council of Kangs, we must first start with the origin of this council. In the beginning, there was only one Kang, but as with everything in the multiverse, that solitude would not last for long. Every decision Nathaniel Richards made in his life, no matter how small, gave rise to something unexpected, a new variant of himself. These alternate versions not only shared his genius, but also reflected distinct paths influenced by the unique circumstances of their universes. But when these variants began to find each other, the question immediately arose, what would they do with that shared knowledge and power? And so the Council of the Kangs was formed. At first it seemed logical that they would join forces. Who better than themselves to protect against external threats, including other, less predictable variants? The idea was to form an alliance to maintain control of the multiverse and ensure that no one, not even another version of Kang, could jeopardize their existence. However, although the initial intention seemed solid, differences began to emerge. Each Kang had his own vision of what control meant. Some wanted order and balance, while others sought to impose their absolute dominance. It was not exactly a united group. They were variants of the same man, each with a huge ego and their own way of understanding power. This already provided clues that not everything was going to go well. As events in the main Marvel universe were taking place, such as the arrival of Thanos and the fracturing of the multiverse in Loki, the Council was dealing with its own problems. With the death of He Who Remains, the barrier that kept them away from the sacred timeline was gone. They now had access to that forbidden ground they had always wanted. But that also meant they had to decide how to handle that opportunity. And that's where it got complicated. The Council could not ignore that one of its variants, Kang the Conqueror, was too dangerous. This Kang didn't want to negotiate or build alliances. He wanted to conquer every corner of the multiverse. So after much discussion, they made a drastic decision to ambush him and banish him to the quantum realm. It was a risky but necessary move to protect their own stability. And while this was going on, what was the Council doing? They were probably watching from the shadows. Imagine them watching Ant-Man and Wasp take on the Conqueror in the quantum realm. To them, this was an experiment. If the heroes could defeat such a powerful variant, what did that mean for the rest of the Council? Immortus, ever calculating, wasted no time and called an urgent meeting. The stakes were high. One by one, variants like Mr. Griffin, Centurion, and Ramatut arrived at the stadium where the Council was meeting. There, they discussed not only the danger posed by Marvel's heroes, but also what to do about the new branches of the multiverse. With each opening timeline, the risk of their dynasty collapsing increased. And if there's one thing we know about the Kangs, it's that they don't like to lose control. But here's the thing. They will no longer be the biggest threat in Marvel's future. It would seem that Kang's role has been weakened, and now Doctor Doom will take his place. That's why we need a conclusion about Doctor Doom's council that shows how powerful this villain is compared to Kang the Conqueror. In the past, we saw how Kang's variants managed to defeat Kang the Conqueror and exile him to the quantum realm. This Doctor Doom would have to be able to easily take them on and destroy them. Obviously, this advice has a major strategic disadvantage that cannot be overlooked. Unlike He Who Remains, who operated from a position of total isolation in his own dimension outside of time and space, the Council of the Kangs has a very different approach. These variants of Kang usually meet in a common, visible, and accessible location within the multiverse. This decision, while it may facilitate coordination and information exchange between them, exposes them to significant risk. They become a clear and unique target for anyone wishing to dismantle their organization. While He Who Remains used his isolation as an impenetrable fortress, keeping himself hidden from his enemies and ensuring that only those he allowed could approach him, the Council of the Kangs chooses to congregate in a monumental stadium, a symbol of power, but also of vulnerability. This type of public gathering means that any enemy with the right knowledge and resources could take advantage of their concentration in one place to launch an attack and easily finish them off. In the case of He Who Remains, he was able to avoid death until he willingly surrendered himself into the hands of his successor. But perhaps this council must face an even greater threat than Kang himself. Now we know that the next villain of the Marvel Universe will be Doctor Doom, played by the same actor who gives life to Tony Stark. It has been theorized that this Doctor Doom will snatch the powers of Galactus and other characters, then travel between universes, something that would endanger not only the Avengers, but all of Marvel's superheroes. However, there is one question that has not been answered yet. How could a variant of Tony Stark become an entity almost godlike or as powerful as Thanos, while simply being a human? The answer to how Victor Doom could become such a devastating threat to the multiverse is perhaps directly tied to the Council of Kang. Let's think about this for a moment. Doctor Doom, known to be one of the Marvel Universe's most brilliant villains and strategists, may have been watching and studying He Who Remains from the shadows. What if Doom not only learned the secrets behind the mastery of this enigmatic being, but decided to take his ambition one step further? He Who Remains managed to consolidate the multiverse into the sacred timeline, controlling all realities from his position of absolute power. If Victor Doom finds a way to replicate or overcome that control, he could position himself as a threat that not even the Council of Kang would be prepared to face. What if Doom not only studied He Who Remains, but also focused his attention on the Council? This group, which represents the collective power of the variants of Kang, has technology and knowledge that is the result of multiple timelines. What could Doom accomplish if he gained access to that technology? The Council of the Kangs is not infallible. We know they managed to exile Kang the Conqueror to the quantum realm, which demonstrates their ability to work together when the situation demands it. But if Victor Doom were to face them, he wouldn't be just any enemy. Doom would not only use his intelligence to defeat them, he would also appropriate their resources and technology. Unlike Thanos and his quest for the Infinity Stones, Doctor Doom could take an even more fearsome path. In the upcoming films, we could see him take on multiple villains of the multiverse, not only defeating them, but also hijacking their powers and technology. Each battle would make him stronger, building up his abilities and resources until he became a threat beyond measure. This rise would culminate in secret wars, where the Avengers would have no choice but to join forces to confront him in his most powerful form. Perhaps this Doctor Doom will easily defeat the group of Kangs, stealing their technology and consolidating himself as the greatest threat ever to exist in the multiverse. But tell me, what do you think of this theory? Will we see Doctor Doom take this path in Marvel's future? Share your opinion in the comments. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You're on The Oasis Geek.